You know, I thought about doing something a little extra. I really did. I really did. Because I said, you know something? I've been telling y'all now for 28 straight years, 29 and counting. Just wait. Be patient. They won't let you down. But you wouldn't listen. You wouldn't listen, did you? You wouldn't listen. Now look what's happened to you now. I could go in real deep. I really could. But first take is tomorrow. It ain't no holiday for me. Oh, I'm going to be in the house. And I'm going to have my man Shay, a.k.a. Shannon Shaw, with me. I'm sure he won't have to look for y'all. But just in case. See you tomorrow on First Take. You hear?
Go Pack, go! Playoffs. Dub. On to the next. But go Pack, go, man. A lot of people count us out, man. This team's gonna keep it going. Keep it going. Let's go.
I said it one time. I'm gonna say it again.
Here to tell you, Pack is back.
Give it up to everybody in this room. First 7th seed in the history of the NFL to win a playoff game. But wait, there's more. There's a hell of a lot more. First of all, starting out with defense. Give it up for our kickoff team. Give it up for Jay Reed and Musgrave recovering those onside. How about Daniel Whelan, 3 punts inside the 10? How about our defense? Give it up for our defense. Sab with a pick 6. John Money setting it off with the pick. How about Peace finishing it off at the end with the sack? That was a great job, man. That was a great job. Offensively, all day. Offensive line. Give it up for the O-line. No sacks. No sacks. Musgrave stayed on his feet. How about Wicks with the tug? Whoever this Romeo Dobbs guy was. 6 for 150 in a total. How about Aaron Jones with 3 tugs today? guy finished with the highest QB rating in Packer history at 157. Hell of a performance, man.
Let's go, man. Family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family.
What the season has been like for you, injuries and stuff you fought through?
I mean, it was lit. For real, it was lit. Honestly, like, there's no better feeling. Like, there's a few quarterbacks who've thrown me multiple picks in my career, and Dak is now one of them. So he's among my top QBs.
David. Hey, Dak. David Moore, Dallas Morning News. After what this team did at home this year and the last 2 years, just how do you put into words the frustration with your performance individually and also this team, what it wasn't able to do today?
Yeah, I mean, frustrated, as you just said, is the great word for my play. The way that we came out here and we started this game and then just shocked, honestly. From the beginning of the game, yeah, we got beat. There's no other which way around it, no way to sugarcoat it. Obviously, I didn't play well and shock.
Did you feel off early? I mean, even from the first throw to see it on third down, obviously there was a connection there, but how did you feel going into the game, and why were you not in rhythm, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, no, I felt great. Wish I had that answer for you, honestly. Maybe my mind was moving, which I think in that sense a little faster than my body was, right? Just being prepared. And, yeah, getting from one to another, maybe a second too fast or half a second too fast. And with that, right, the ball jumps a little bit more. Obviously, just we're talking about it, knew I was going to have enough spin on the ball, right, in the sense about bringing it down, I guess, when I needed to, and didn't early. And then by the time that I did, it was too late.
Dak, Todd Archer with ESPN. You guys have had these seasons before and have had this playoff disappointment. How do you get past this? What has to happen?
Wish I had that answer for you, honestly. I mean, yeah.
Calvin
Watkins, Dallas Morning News. As you know, there's going to be speculation about your coach and his status. Your thoughts about Mike and everything he's done this year?
Yeah, he's been amazing. I don't know how there can be, but I understand the business. In that case, it should be about me as well, honestly. I mean, that guy, I've had the season that I've had because of him. This team has had the success that they've had because of him. And I understand it's about winning the Super Bowl, and that's the standard of the league and damn sure the standard of this place. So I get it, but add me to the list in that case.
Ed Werder, ESPN. What's it like mentally and emotionally to go from 3 hours ago you think it's all set up for you to go as far as you've ever been in the playoffs, and now you go all the way back to square one, off-season program, and all that to get back here again?
Yeah, it's a shock, as I said to begin with. Damn sure didn't think this is where we'd be. As far as anything, I can promise you, scheduling, myself, this team, this organization, that this would be it. Credit to those guys. They came out here and handled business, and no disrespect to those guys going in, but that was just the confidence that this group had and what we've done, and damn sure what we've done at home. So, yeah, it'll take a little bit more time to digest it completely, to be honest with you, but stunned.
Jacob Denimore, the ticket. Do you feel like in the second quarter when you guys got down a couple of scores that maybe you and the offense started pressing a little bit?
Potentially got to go back and look at the film, honestly. But understanding what the success they were having on offense, I think that's kind of natural in a sense. And so it was things that we talked about of just staying to it, staying one play at a time. And in that sense, boom, there went the interception return for a touchdown right before half. Great play by that guy, and read it all the way. I got to read it better. And at that point, that was the I think that's what made it a little too far, especially with them coming out in the second half and continuing to have success. But nobody ever lost confidence on the offense. Even you could say we were pressing, we were trying to get it back. Nobody ever lost confidence. Understood that the only way for us to even have a chance was to take it play by play, and guys kept fighting, and proud of the guys for that.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Dak, you and CD had such a great rapport all year. You didn't connect with him until right before the 2-minute warning in the first half. Why do you think you guys struggled to connect in the way you did today?
Yeah, I mean, credit them for some of the early looks, disguising how they were going to play him, and then late after the snap, moving and obviously not giving me the same picture that they were pre-snap as they did post-snap. And credit to them, then missed him on the sideline on a little rollout. But then once we got it going, once again, it was too late, but it was as usual, CD going and making plays.
Mac Engel, Football Star Telegram. You had an MVP caliber season, maybe. By any metric, you've had 3 straight great years. When you have a game like this, do you feel like that none of that matters, Dak?
1,000%. 1,000%. I'm not a guy that lives in the past, and so where my feet are, and at this moment, yeah, I mean, I sucked tonight. No, that was it. As I said, got it going a little bit late, but none of that mattered at that point. And fault, that's all I really know how to do. But yeah, I mean, it's about winning, and it's about winning in the playoffs and getting to the last game and winning that as well. And yeah, tough.
Sure. On the interception, you talked about Savage reading. You should have read it better. What were you trying to do? What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, I had CD on a slant. Inside guy was running an L route slant as well, and I mean, he jumped it from the jump. Right, I'm watching the tight end grab the first guy. Understand they're in combo coverage. I've just got to move out of that and get it outside. But as I said, trusting it, throwing it wasn't the right decision.
A whole lot more from what you saw in preparation on film and their coverages?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it was that's stuff that they shown on film. Go back and looking at the season, the teams that have had success against our offense, that's what they've done, and they came out and they didn't play much man, and yeah, they comboed some things, read some routes, and right there, that was an example of them being prepared for that and jumped it, read me better than I read them, and unfortunate.
Mike Leslie, WFA. Dak, how do you square your regular season performance against your postseason performance? How do you find? Is there a mental aspect of it? Where is the? How do you take your regular season performance and bring it to playoff games like today?
Yeah, I mean. It's tough to give you that answer when we just went out there. I just went out there and we just did that. Unfortunately, that's what the off season's for, and it's a long one. Yeah, wish I could give you that answer again.
Last one, Saad.
Saad Yusuf, The Athletic. Dak, last year you guys were on the road. Tony Pollard got hurt, things like that. This time at home, pretty much everybody healthy on offense. Does that add to the disappointment that you guys had this year?
Yeah, for sure. There's no excuses. As Ed said, we had it all lined up 3 hours ago. This is the last place that anybody in this organization, especially in that locker room, would have thought that we were going to be. I'm sure you guys as well. So, Yeah, this one, that's why I keep using the word shocked, stunned, whatever. They came out here, they're better than us in all facets of the game, and sucks. Appreciate you guys.
Very. Obviously, we didn't come out and execute like we should have to begin the game with, and, you know, the rest is downhill.
Just off the top of your head, why do you think it was so hard for you guys to get into a rhythm offensively today?
It's playoff football. You can't give anybody an edge, and I feel like that we did today, and Jordan Love found a groove, and we didn't have answer for him.
First couple throws, was it just, obviously you Dak and playing really well together, but what do you think happened on those first couple throws that you threw to you?
A couple miscues. Everyday things that's completions that we normally, have. Obviously on my part, I could have been better, and I'm sure he could say the same as for his, but not really pointing fingers. I feel like I could have did a better job of making the completions.
Anything about what they did defensively throw you guys off at all?
Not really, no.
Do you think the offense, maybe in the second quarter when y'all fell down a couple of scores, started pressing a little bit?
Not really. We're kind of playing from behind, and in this league, that's probably the worst thing to do. And we kind of got, not even kind of, we knew we were in obvious pass situations, and that kind of made us one-dimensional. So just had to continue to make plays and fight.
How would you describe just kind of your emotions right now, considering all the high hopes?
It's terrible. Obviously, I wish we were playing next week, but unfortunately, that's not the case.
Why do you think it took until right about the 2-minute warning for you to get your first catch?
In the second quarter?
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
You've been a part of 3 of these last 2 seasons. Does this one feel different when it's this way?
What do you mean?
In terms of a blowout loss?
Nah, still feel the same. We lost.
When you think about all the work you put in it from whenever you guys started, February, March, to now, and it ends like this, is there anything that prepares you for that?
Nah, not at all. Obviously, you get caught by surprise. You got everything you wanted in the seed, home field, everything. We just didn't capitalize.
When you have a game where seemingly across the board you guys just didn't play to the standard that you guys set all through the season, what is the evaluation? How does that happen, and how do you begin to evaluate going forward?
You watch the film, and you fix the small things. I feel like that's the only thing that we can do, obviously, given the situation. But, yeah, man, you try not to be repetitive and make the same mistakes, but so far we have. So.
See all that stuff you guys did in the regular season, 12 wins, all those stats, all those great achievements. Any of it matter now?
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
But the painful part about it is that this is a new season. All that doesn't really matter what you did in 17 weeks.
Absolutely. 17 weeks is a season of its own, and then you got a 4-week after that. So whatever you do in those 4 weeks, and that's how you'll be lastly remembered. So, yeah.
What was Mike's message after this game, after a game like this?
Very disappointing loss. We understood the situation. We knew we were supposed to win the game, but came up short. Still a family.
All right, thank you.
I don't have any comments or questions or answers for how and why we didn't do what we wanted tonight. I say this to our fans, how much you deserve us to not have this ending. I certainly in no way have spent any of my time over the last 3 hours asking how and why. What I'm zeroed in on is the fact that I thought we were in a position, everybody in this room thought we were in a position to advance this thing in the playoffs and maybe get as far as our dreams might take us. We didn't do it. I don't have any thoughts about the reasons why or anything to do with the coaching, anything to do about the players. I want to give Green Bay a lot of compliments and credit. This is one of my most surprises since I've been involved in sport, period. So this is that degree. I know how disappointed everybody is. That's all my comment.
In terms of playoff losses, where does this one rank for you?
Well, I don't have really. I can't reach back and look at a playoff loss, but this seems like the most painful because we all had such great expectation and we had hope for this team, and thought that we were aligned in great shape, and it didn't happen for us, and it's as fresh on me right now as it is on anybody else. But I won't get into any of the addressing of any aspects of it, any part of it, from the coaching to the players to what's around the corner. On a personal basis, I'm floored, and so not that there's any world's smallest violin for me being floored. I get that. I understand that. And I know where the responsibility starts and ends. And I've got that real clear, and I know that. But that's not the point. The point is that I'm disappointed for everybody.
When will you sit down with Mike and kind of talk about it?
I haven't thought about that.
Your thoughts on how Dak played tonight?
Again, I'm not. I haven't thought about it at all. Every step of the way today, I was looking for the end of the game with us being able to go forward and have another game here next week. Everything I looked at today, the plays themselves were almost a blur to me. I was just thinking, how do we get to where we can have another game here next week? And so I haven't given it that type of analysis or look-see or what have you. This one's burned into our soul out here tonight, and Green Bay got a great win.
Jerry, is there any way you can connect the dots between the 13 straight playoff appearances without making it close to the Super Bowl?
As far as connecting dots to this loss, only that this loss prevents us from advancing, which potentially is a Super Bowl. And you have to advance in order to get to a Super Bowl. The experience I had going to them taught me that. Excuse me. No, I don't want to rank it, but I will tell you that I'm floored. This is beyond my comprehension.
Jerry, are you concerned at all that your comments last week in Washington may have been a distraction for Mike McCarthy?
That what?
That your comments last week in Washington may have been a distraction for Mike McCarthy?
No. No, not at all.
For people and the fans specifically who might want to have questions about the head coaching direction, whether it's Mike McCarthy or moving forward, do you find it's important to give yourself time, or do you think that you'll be making a decision sooner rather than later?
When I think about it, which I haven't thought 1 second about it, I know how hard, how much it meant to our fans to advance. What this loss to me means, again, I opened up by saying not how, why, who didn't do what, all of that kind of thing. The only thing that was on my mind almost this entire game was not an analysis of our strategy, not an analysis of the play. It was, do we get to play here again next week? And we can't. And that could have happened by a point, or it could have happened the way it happened out there. And that's all I'm thinking about, and that's all I've thought about. And it is real, and we'll dismiss our group, our team tomorrow. That's as real as it gets, as opposed to going forward and having a shot at another game here at the stadium.
We've seen in the
I don't know that I had emotion. I was looking for ways to hopefully answer our inability to move against their defense, how closely we were guarded, and how open they were. So all of that was going through my mind. But generally, frankly, I didn't think that we would leave this place without advancing today.
As
late as into the fourth quarter.
We've seen in the past with Jason Garrett in particular, you gave yourself a little time on that one. Was that a good thing or a bad thing when you look back on that? And did you learn anything from that experience?
Well, I don't know about that, but I know that we haven't gotten a Super Bowl, so there at that time or now, as it turns out. So whatever I was doing back in those years didn't work, so we'll look at it from that perspective.
Your offense gave up 14 points, but how surprised were you that you gave up a historical 48 points to the Packers in this game?
Didn't see that coming at all. Again, wouldn't have analyzed it any more than you have, but the point is that didn't expect that. You actually could have told me that if we had 32 points scored, but we all know how we got them and when we got them. But if you'd told me we'd scored 32, I thought we'd have won it. So a lot of things to reflect on, but I haven't done that at all, and haven't reflected at all on anything about coaching or any of that. And we just are amazed that we're sitting here without another game this coming weekend. I am.
With the coaching process and how that plays out, given the fact that some teams have already been going through interviews with other candidates, can you just discuss being in that scenario?
Yeah, that's no issue. That's no issue at all, and at all. The fact that coaches have interviewed, not interviewed, I'm not being trite, but there's 30-something coaches on 32 teams, so there's 1,000 coaches out here that are some way or the other a part of. And that's just the ones in the league, not the 10,000 that are out of the league. So there's a lot of coaches.
So you don't feel any pressure to get in the mix?
What?
You don't feel any pressure to get in the mix if you decide to move on?
To do what?
Do you feel any pressure, given that there are some really interesting coaches that are available right now, to get in the mix of the interview process if you decide to move forward from Mike?
No, the only thing I'm feeling right now is the fact that the disappointment that we're not going forward this week. And I haven't thought about that, but I know how to do that and handle all of those. And those aren't high-pressure situations, coaches.
Jerry, when you do make off-season decisions, how much is weighed on today versus what happened in the regular season?
Oh, I give a lot to today. I'll give a lot to everything we've done. I weigh a lot of ways.
How much does Dak's play today weigh into your off-season decision about a contract for him?
For who?
For Dak Prescott.
Now, again, we haven't, I really haven't thought about this, but at all, and so I won't comment on it since I haven't thought about it. Okay? My complete thought for the last several weeks have totally been about anticipating and planning on advancing from this game to another game here at the stadium since we found out that we were going to have this home field. And so I'm going back to the complete bottom of my thought process to think about anything other than next week's game here.
After seeing this result, do you still feel like this team's close?
Again, I haven't thought about anything. And the main thing is I sure thought it was close coming in.
Jerry, what will be your process the next few days in analyzing what you need to do?
I don't. Every day I've got a lot of things that you do, and so I'm not sure I know process from just what you do every day in terms of how that works. But we certainly have a background in what happens after you lose a playoff game. We got too much experience with that. But I do have a lot of experience this day and time, whether you lose or win. You do have fluctuations in your staff and fluctuations in your roster.